Hello everyone. I hope that you're all safe and well. My son and I were struggling with the flu last week. We're both okay, but just catching up on some things. Fell behind a little on grades and things. I was a little sick myself too. So we're catching up, and I'll be giving you some feedback on your landscape drawings, which were really fantastic. And as you receive that feedback, you can go back and make edits to any of your assignments or your sketchbooks and upload those to improve your score. Please just send me an email and let me know when those submissions are ready to regrade, and I'll take a look at that for you. So logging in this week, my hope is that this video will help all of you stay on track, and you can watch it when you can fit it into your busy schedule. So we're going to share this video with you instead of kind of having a set time for a virtual meeting, which may not fit into all of your schedules. So let's take a look at the class. I've got the class open, and we'll scroll down. We've covered so much material. You've done so much work that I feel very confident in making a change with the drawing anatomy unit and making that extra credit. I think if you are going on into a career in the arts or you are preparing a portfolio, I would still advise that you walk through this unit. And so these are still extra credit. The sketchbook, which is worth 20 points, and the final drawing, which is worth 40 points. And I also added some pictures of my skeleton that you can use royalty-free. You definitely want to try to capture images that are not copywritten, or sketch people around you, or yourself. You can photograph yourself for a self-portrait. You can also come back to that after you have finished the final and the final project if you have that time. Okay, so it's totally optional. Now, we are moving into the final project, and this week the holidays are getting ready to come up, and whether you're going out of town or you have a lot of extra things coming up, this assignment, the research project thesis, this is due before you leave or before you unplug. So I'm going to take a look at this here. There we go. And we'll take a look together. So the research project is really kind of a two-part assignment. And I'm actually going to go back a step, because before we get to the thesis, I really want to explain what the project is all about, and that should really help you develop a good thesis, which is just another way of saying main idea. So the research project, the main goal is not just to research, not just to kind of write a biography. I actually want you to avoid kind of writing a biography or just a plain essay. This is about applying, using your research in the way an artist would. And lots of artists apply research, whether it's a graphic designer who's finding out information about a company for a logo or a website, or it could be a fine artist exploring new markets for their work. So research is definitely a big part of art careers. So how do they apply that? So I really got creative with this, and I connected these two projects together so that you can apply your research. So the goal is to make a connection between that artist that you are researching and a work of art that you're going to create. And I did say work of art. It doesn't necessarily have to be a drawing. It can be a painting. I was talking with a student the other day interested in animation and 3D modeling. And I said, why not do 3D modeling for the final project? And you could research an artist and their technique. It could be about how they create wonderful 3D models. And then you could walk through that process yourself. So it could be something you're really interested in, but make that connection, make it work for you, make the research work for you. And it's a great way to build your portfolio. If you don't know where to go, you don't know where to start, I have a great list here for you. These are all artists which work a lot with drawing in many, many different ways, but all really fantastic artists. You can choose from the list. You can go off the list, okay? But the main goal here is to make that connection, okay? You're going to create something. It can be a drawing, it can be a painting, it might even be photography. But make that connection between your research and the work of art. So that takes a lot of brainstorming, creative thinking, and let's take a look at the library resource guide, okay? Because it can be a good place to start, who are these people on the list, right? What does their artwork look like? Things like that. And as you develop your ideas, you'll need the library. And this is what you'll walk through for the first part of this assignment. Step 1 is to come up with a thesis, look through the library, find out what resources are available. How do you get online books? How do you get magazines? How do you get encyclopedias? There's a great video here that you can watch, and Meryl, she's our librarian. She's fantastic. She's going to explain all of these different resources for you. And there's even a chat available. So if I go back, this link right here is a chat with Meryl. So tell her your name and you can send her your question. So if you're stuck and you can't find anything at all, you could send that in. And our librarians are fantastic. They're ready to help. And if you let them know, they can help you find sources. On our library's main page, there's a 24/7 chat where even in the middle of the night or whatever time it is, there's someone, a librarian there at all times. It links to different libraries and they can help you find resources. So walk through that. For the assignment, you will also need to tell me, if I click here, let's see if it'll link me to the assignment. Okay, this is the first assignment, which is what is your thesis? What is your main idea? You will also need to enter some of the sources that you plan on using. Let me know if you found great books or the Canopy films, you found your artist in film. What's maybe magazines that you found or newspaper articles. So share what you've learned from the library resource guide. And most importantly, what is your thesis? What is your topic? Not just who is the artist, but very specifically what you plan to research about that artist. Is it their technique and how they create the work? It could even be things like perspective and how an artist uses perspective or atmospheric perspective and value to create the illusion of space. So you'll just enter your topic there. So, this has linked me from the library back to a different class. Okay, so hang in with me for just a moment. And I have to go back to our class. Too many links. So after you've created your thesis, okay, you'll get some feedback from me and that's due on the 22nd, so try to get that done before we leave for the holidays. And you'll have some good feedback, and I can even share ideas with you, possible things you might research or helping you to narrow down your topic. And then you're ready to compose your essay, and you will enter that right there under Research Project. You'll post your essay. Make sure to have 2 to 4 visible images. Please do not do those as files, because then we have to click and download. Please make sure you're following those steps to embed the visible image. And at least 4 sources with MLA citations. So you don't just want to have the title or copy and paste the website. You want to use the full citation, which is very detailed. And you post your final essay right here in Canvas. So just as you would a discussion. And then please read and respond to 2 other projects. Okay, so that it really sparks a discussion. And I'm going to go back to modules, which are kind of like folders here, and we'll take a look here again at the final exam. And the final exam is split up into kind of 3 steps. The first step is the sketchbook. And here you can enter just a sketch of your idea. If you're using something different like watercolor or acrylic or photography or 3D design, you should mention that in the reflection. It might even be drawn on the sketchbook. And then there's a small group critique. So here you can enter maybe the start or the halfway point of your project and get some feedback. You can ask some questions. What do you think? What color? You know, all kinds of things. Ask for feedback, and you can post your work here. And so these are the small groups that we've been working in. Please don't be distracted by this image. I did not have a final image of her, or a process image of her work. This is the final image. But it's so fantastic, I wanted to share that with you. She did her research on an Italian Renaissance artist and how they would glaze paint, translucent layers of paint. The Mona Lisa is created in that way, and it's probably so beautiful and realistic because it has hundreds of layers of translucent color. And she emulated that technique in digital painting, which she was really in love with that technique. And she had her cousin pose for the painting and took her own picture to work from, and created this really fantastic. The color is like really amazing. So, but this is for your in process. Okay, so it doesn't have to be finished. You want to get some feedback. And you can enter that early. It's not due until December the 4th, but you can post that. You know, these are all open, so you can post early. And the final drawing, final exam, is due on December the 9th. And here you'll post your final finished work of art. And it can be drawing. There were some fantastic drawings created as well. And this is to the entire class. So make sure your image is visible. Please post some kind of reflection or explanation. Connect that to where that comes from, where the image comes from, your inspiration, your artist. You know, just a brief introduction there. And then view and respond to at least 2 other posts. So this really supplements the critique that we would have in class, where we would share our work and then share our thoughts and ideas with each other. So I hope this helps. And if you have any questions, just send me an email. I am available if you need extra help. I also have some meeting times. Just let me know, and I'll make sure we get some virtual time to talk. And take really good care of yourself, take good care of each